Alright, I'm doing a challenge for automation, Beam and G. Um, it may be like Cookie Monster and Boost and ethanol. I'm working now. I just so happen to have a day off today. So it's something that's going to take a while to get around to if I ever get time. Or it may never happen, who knows. But this is a story about a boy, 16 years old. He decided to start life early. Decided to get his own place and his own car and start working soon, right on his 16th birthday. And he got a job as a pizza delivery guy. And he's making, minimum wage. After he pays his taxes and tithes, because he's a good boy, he goes to church. He comes up with about $12,300 a year. So he decides he's going to get a car that costs us $12,300. And he can do that. Break it up in 5 to 7 years of monthly payments. And, he's also paying payments on a house that he's building himself whenever he gets time. He's working full time. He's a student too. And he can do that and plus have one day off a week. And he's young. He can handle it. And can't remember. I think I called his name Ben. I just thought that name fits. So the rules goes as follows. Any year that you want, just make sure that everything's the same year. Like, I'll show you real quick. Like a chassis, just make sure everything's the same year. The engine internals, and this part right here. I don't want to see something like the car is a 2012, but the engine is a 2015 with 2020 internals and 2018 gears or whatever. Third segment. I don't want to see that. That would mean it's modified. I don't want a modified vehicle. So choose any year, but just make sure it's the same year. I would choose something with like the number 9 at the end, because it kind of make things cheaper. Like, for example, on safety, if you got like a 1989, then you have the option to choose basic 80s safety. But if you was doing it 1980, then you had to choose only advanced 80s. So I'd do something, if it's easier, and plus it gives you a little bit newer car, to choose something with a 9 at the end. But you can choose whatever you want to, I don't care. If it is an older car, these cars have to be reliable. So I want you to picture in your mind something like an older Toyota Corolla versus a newer Chevrolet Spark. Chevrolet Spark with GM quality is not so good, but a Toyota has very good reliability. I'm not saying make it look like a Toyota or anything like that. So just if you make it look like a classic car, you don't want it to look spotless and brand new. Well, I don't know, maybe you do. Some cars are collectors and some aren't. So it can be a really nice car for under $12,300. You can make it look beat up if you want to. Like maybe missing letters on the badges, or maybe different color hood, like it's been in a wreck or something like that, or I don't know. It just but not totaled, because being smart, you don't buy anything that's been totaled, because it never runs right, never rides right. So you can go. I would consider 2019 brand new if you can make it work. I tried. I don't know, maybe if you add a turbocharger you can make it work. I would consider 2019 brand new. Let's say like it would be equal to the Chevrolet Spark. It would last them a few years. You probably get about 7 years out of it. 5 to 7. And say that there's car dealerships today that has 2019 models still on their lot that they can't really sell. So it can be that, if you can make it work like that. And I say the majority will probably be used cars. Any quality that you want, minus 15. I don't know why would you go plus 15 quality. Just make sure it don't exceed $12,300. Okay, 0 to 62 in 10.5 seconds or under. Anything slower than that, Ben might get rear-ended if he's pulling out on the highway. Say the speed limit is 70, or perhaps he lives in Texas where it's 85 miles per hour in some places. But he lives in West Virginia. So, it snows here, but he has to make do with what he's got for a few years. It's cheaper to have front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, but if you can make it work, you might have to pick an older car with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Stops in 160 feet or less. He's got to be able to stop decently. When it comes to interior, no, it's not interior. Hold on a second. Yeah, when it comes to interior, don't choose none on the entertainment. You have to choose something appropriate there. When it comes to driver aids and safety, don't pick none on power steering, traction aids, unless there's none offered in whatever year that you pick. That's the only exception. And never pick none on safety. You have to pick the appropriate year. You can't pick like 2000, a car that's made in 2000, and pick advanced 80s safety. No, you got to pick in that decade. No engine stress. It's not a Lamborghini or anything like that, or a Ferrari, something that's going to explode. So I'm just going to quickly look over all this here. If this challenge is successful, then I'll go into stage 2 of Ben's life, where he gets his car paid for, and he gets a better job as a pharmacy technician or a dental assistant. And then he's making like, at minimum, $32,000 a year. And then he gets a better car. So, I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to just look over these internals, all these engine choices and body choice, not body choices, but just all these choices here, and see if there's anything I want to outlaw. But I don't think I'm missing anything. You don't want something that's like only one seater. It has to be at least 2 seats. So let me write that rule down. Because it's a road car. It's not a track car. It doesn't have to be a car. It can be a truck, SUV, whatever, just to make sure it can fall under $12,300. It could be a van, convertible. Alright, fantastic. So, I'll see when I can get to this challenge. There's no deadline because, I'm working. I just having a day off, and it'll probably take a while to get this challenge. So just take your time. And I apologize for the people who've been having challenges and I'm not being able to enter. I hope none of you's offended. There's several people that had challenges, hosted challenges, and I've just not been able to enter. It's much more easier for me to host a challenge than it is for me to enter one, because it takes hours to build a car or build a vehicle for that challenge and have it within the rule set. Oh, another Another rule is that the comfort level, I don't ask for much. The comfort level has to be 0.1 or above. That's all I ask. But yeah, it's easier for me to host a challenge than it is for me to enter a challenge. So that's why. And I'm not going to be offended if you don't want to enter my challenge. But you all have a good day.